Hey everyone, Mike here from Benny Outdoors. Welcome to another edition of Bass Class. Today we're talking about an oldie but goodie, a bait that I like to use in the early season. This is an excellent cold water bait. It catches every fish in the water. It's not just a bass lure. And actually, to be honest, most bass fishermen overlook this bait. They don't think of this as a bass catching bait. What we're talking about today is an inline spinner. Now, inline spinner is different than a spinner bait, which is over here. An inline spinner is literally just a blade with a weight and a treble hook, and you fish it as is. You don't need to add any trailer to it. You don't need to do anything with it, but chuck it, wind it. I typically wind mine fairly slow, basically as slow as you can, where that blade just rotates, and I pull it through the water. I will say this is not an excellent bait for grass or vegetation, which is another reason why I use them early season because a lot of that hasn't grown up yet. You can pull them across the top of vegetation, but they will get hung up. The reason why I want to talk about this bait today is because, like I was saying, a lot of people overlook this bait. A lot of people think that they have to use a chatterbait, they have to use a jerk bait, they have to use different types of baits for cold water, and they don't think about this little simple bait that you can throw on a spinning rod. I do not recommend running these on a bait caster because honestly they're a little light and they're harder to cast. And also, the spinning rod tends to have the right amount of action and allow you to sweep into them, set that hook, and not bend out those trebles. Now, these come in a huge variety. They have a billion colors, a bunch of different manufacturers. There's ones like this that are dressed that have the feathers on the bottom. There's some that don't. There's some that have two blades, one blade. They have a trailer. They don't have a trailer. There's a lot of variety. What I recommend is just keep it simple, buy colors that match the hatch or match the bait fish in your area. For me in the Northeast, perch rule the waters. So Fire Tiger, that's pretty much a simple, easy go-to. It's automatic. There's also a red one, red and white, that does really well, and I'm not really sure why, but that one catches a lot of fish, and black and yellow. Those are the three main colors that I use. The Fire Tiger outperforms all of them, I will say. And I will say that MEPS specifically, the ones I just showed you, those are a little bit more expensive. I have had more success with the MEPS, but I'm not sponsored by MEPS, so don't think that I'm trying to sell you a product. I'm just saying that the MEPS seem to perform well. Even after a bunch of seasons, I still have some that are working fine, and they're just ultimately a good bait. Now, there's a ton of different brands. I'm pretty sure every single retailer of tackle has some sort of spinner bait, inline spinner like this, and ultimately just pick the one that you can afford. I recommend buying a few because these do get hung up in wood, they do get hung up on rocks, and you will lose some. But I promise you, if you use these, if you get them out there early in the season, start using these, you'll start catching not only more bass, you'll catch rock bass, you'll catch pike, you'll catch trout, you'll catch muskie. You pretty much catch every single species in the water, and that's what I use this bait for. When I need an emergency backup, I need to start catching some fish, get my confidence up, start worrying about where the fish are, and then start picking that area apart once I found them. I use this bait as a search bait, and then I work off of that bait to then try to catch bigger fish and upsize my bite. I hope this information helps you guys to catch some fish in the early season. Again, it is an old school bait that a lot of you may already have known about, but some of you may not have ever seen this before, and I really hope that this information will help you get out there and catch more fish. Now, if you haven't already, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out, gets my videos up in the search algorithm, gets more people seeing my videos. I want to thank you all again for coming along with me, and stay tuned for more episodes of Bass Class.